we had somewhat of a disadvantage not really knowing a ton about our opponent that we played tonight. So in practice this week, I know Andrew said you kind of revisited some of the fundamentals a little bit, and again, we came into this one having lost a number of games in a row.
5.
Yeah, and so what was the mentality and the push in practice leading up to this one?
Well, when you don't know a lot about your opponent, and it was not for lack of trying, we basically focused on us and the fundamentals of the game and the things that we can do, and challenged our guys to be the best at what we do. I thought offensively tonight we were pretty close. Defensively we struggled. I think some of their size and just the thickness. They were some very large men on the other side. We struggled a little bit with that, and that's okay. We haven't dug and rotate a lot all year, and so it was great for us to work on that tonight. And they got us in the first half, with a cutter, and so we kind of did better at that in the second half. So I thought overall, even though we didn't play great defense, I thought we worked on some things that will help us this weekend.
Felt like offensively we seem to be in sync a lot with ball movement. Curtis and Kyle in particular in the post of a lot of ball movement down low, getting the ball, getting double teamed, and finding the guy wide open. So offensively, what do you think was clicking for us?
I think the number that stands out is 25. We had 25 assists, and anytime you share the ball like that on 39 made baskets, at halftime I think we had 15 assists on 19 baskets.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked to them a lot about trusting their teammate, passing it to their open man, and then trusting that he'll give it back to them if they have a better shot. And that's kind of how we lived tonight, and it paid off for us.
Defensively, I know, well, really just a mentality standpoint, knowing they only had 6 players on their roster that were playing tonight. Did that affect the pushing, the driving through the lane, knowing that, especially I think 2 of their guys had 4 fouls in the first half? What was was that still the mentality to attack the rim?
Yeah, we wanted to attack. We talked all week about we expected them to play a lot of zone, and they played more man tonight than I anticipated, but that was fine. I thought our guys responded well to that. But they just were thin as far as numbers, and we kept, hey, keep running. And I kept telling them in timeouts, you're going to start getting layups eventually if you keep pushing the basketball. And then once we got them into the half court, we wanted to spread them out a little bit and attack and try to get to the free throw line. We did a good job of getting the free throw line. We just did a bad job of making free throws. So thankfully we didn't need good free throw shooting tonight because we were pretty awful at 46%.
Yeah. Kyle had a big game tonight for us. Noah had a big game for us. Obviously I think they were riding some of the emotions of senior night, but those 2 guys in particular, Noah from the outside, Kyle, his field goal percentage tonight was pretty incredible. Just maybe talk about his play.
Yeah, Kyle has always been kind of a get to the right spot and take advantage of matchups. If they're bigger than him, he's going to pull them out on the perimeter. If they're smaller, he's going to get them around the basket. And I thought tonight he did a nice job of being in the right place. He had double-digit in rebounds and 3 offensive rebounds, gave himself a chance 3 more times. He made shots. He was 15 of 23. He was confident. He was hunting the shot, in a good way. We talk a lot about, take great shots, pass when you have good shots, and take great shots, and he took a lot of great shots tonight.
So at halftime, we go into halftime, and it's a comfortable lead, but it's not insanely comfortable. So at halftime, what were some of your biggest adjustments?
Well, we talked about when we dug on the post defensively, we needed to make sure we were paying attention to the cutters instead of just running blindly, to the opposite side of the floor. We didn't talk a lot about offense. We just, keep doing what we're doing, keep pushing the ball, keep executing. And then, we talked defensively. We made a couple of points on, keeping their backs to the baseline instead of turning, and because then they get out of help position and that kind of stuff. So it's just the fundamental details of what we should be doing defensively, and try not to foul.
Yeah.
So
we close out it's a nice way to close out the season, giving us a little bit of confidence going into regionals next week. We have a tough opponent in Carver So what do we take from tonight that we did well that we need to really do well again next week?
Yeah, I think that, we talked about that in halftime. We said, let's make this half the first half of the regional tournament. And let's get some momentum so that when we're working at it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're working at it, we're coming off some momentum. And, I thought we did some, we got some good film to work on, defensively. And then we've got some positive things offensively we can show that, where we really executed well, and that's what we got to, kind of do in bunches this weekend.
The other question I would have is maybe since it is senior night, talking about each one of our four seniors, what they've meant to our program.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. It's emotional for me. When you find young men that invest their life in you, which those guys have done, in me, my family, in our university, in our program, I'm not going to do justice, in the little time here, but, kind of as I mentioned in what was read tonight, Noah's a deep thinker, and Noah always challenged me to think deeper. When we would have our times together in discipleship, he always challenged me because of the way he thought, and it was just, there's no surface Christianity there. He's very deep. He's very passionate about his faith, and it was always a joy to interact with him about his faith. And when he was struggling, he was very transparent and clear. And so it was, it's a shame that we didn't have him for 4 years. We'd love to have him for 4 years, but we're very thankful for the 2 that we have, and look forward to him finishing well here in the next couple of weeks. Curtis came 2 years ago and really gutted it out through an injury the whole year, and was a big part of our success. And then sat out last year trying to heal completely, and then came back this year, and he's been a guy that's done what we've asked him to do. He's been a rebounder. He's been a defender. He's scored for us at times when we needed from his spot. He's been a leader for us, and he's got leadership qualities that have poured over into our team. Some of our younger guys have benefited particularly from his leadership specifically in their life. He's a funny guy. Gonna miss him, because he's always got a quick wit and keeps things light. Again, great relationship one-on-one in discipleship. Very real, very transparent. We'll just tell you how it is, and we'll challenge you if you didn't think something was the way it should be. And that was, I appreciate genuineness, and Curtis is a very genuine young man. Ray and Kyle, anytime you spend 4 years with guys and see their struggles, see their pain, we think of Ray that first year, and he tore his ACL, and to see him come back from that, overcome that, it's not just about basketball. I mean, we've walked through life together. That's the biggest thing that I take away from my seniors is we walk through life together. We sit in that office and we talk about life, and I ask about their relationships with their girlfriends, that became fiancés now, and I try to help them as they navigate the things of life, because sometimes it's very hard. And Ray in particular, we've had some just heart-to-heart times. My time in the military, he's got an interest in that, and so we've been able to share a common ground there. And Ray's a guy that has a lot of people pulling on him. He's got a lot of responsibility and a lot of things that are he's expected to do, and it's just good for him to be able to get in the office sometimes and just be Ray, just kind of chill and relax. And he's meant a lot to me personally. He's been a huge blessing to me off the court, and I love his passion and fire on the court. Kyle, really kind of just started from day one doing, as I said on the court there, big things. He came in, and it's no surprise that he as our leading scorer, leading rebounder, steals, all those things that he's done. He's just played from day one with a passion and an energy. And he's again another guy that I feel like going through his life here. I've navigated with him through his relationship, and now he's going to be married, and I can't wait to be at his wedding this summer, and his just his family and praying with him. These young men become more. They're not just basketball players to me. These are guys that invested in me because they believed in what we were trying to do. And those two guys in particular have been here since day one, and we're so much better off because of them, and we're so much farther down the road because of them and establishing a quality program. So my heart is full. My emotions are kind of raw with, there's going to be some tears shed over the next couple of weeks when it really hits me that, 3 and 30 and 10 and 23 aren't going to be putting on a jersey. At some point here in the near future, we're going to be done. And I've just challenged them, when they're done, just have no regrets. Drop your jersey. I did my part. And now it's time for me to let somebody else take over. And now it's time for me to use the lessons that I've learned, the struggles, the failures, the victories, everything. It's all been designed and sovereignly ordained by God, so that now when they go out, my prayer is that they become better men. And I think in those 4 guys' lives, I think we've achieved them becoming better men. And so for us, there's no record, there's no trophy, there's nothing that matters more than knowing that those guys are going out and they're better men, and they're going to be better husbands. A couple of them are going to be married soon. They're going to be better accountants. They're going to be better chaplains. They're going to be better physical therapists. They're going to be better, and I believe not because of us, not because we're something special, but just because of the time that God has given us together. I'm looking forward to their future. And somebody asked me tonight, are you ready to move forward without him? And I said, I'm not even ready to think about that.